takes the coat off and gets his Mustangs out on the floor. They're coming off a crazy game against Texas. They lost 91-79 Saturday in Austin, trailed by 20, led by 2, and then outscored 21-9 down the stretch to fall 91-79. Meanwhile, Tech was winning at home over the Houston Cougars to come in at 1-1. And the tip comes off to Coy Smith, the sophomore from Hale Center, Texas. Davis wide open, got the dunk blocked though. Great job that time by SMU's Chris Boyd. Here's Boyd. He's really come along. Van Beveren in the middle, can't hit the chip, and it comes the other way. Davis. On the boards, this is Gatewood. And Jimmy, you notice right away, Texas Tech, doesn't matter who brings the ball up. They got 4 or 5 guys who can handle it.
No, all 5 guys on the floor can handle the ball on the perimeters. They're going to be aggressive offensively. You see them already pushing the ball up in transition.
Dorner Smith out of bounds SMU. How about the winning wave?
We just talked about it. Texas Tech, they've got to dictate the tempo of this game early. They want to force the issue, and they've got to attack the press that SMU will employ without a point guard. That's a concern for James Dickey. SMU, they got to shoot the three-pointer down and cut down on their turnovers. 18 a game will get you beat.
Van Beveren got it stuffed, but got it back. Out front to Dorner. No score. We're less than a minute into this one here in Dallas. Boyd, the improving freshman, banks it in, and Chris averaging 6 points and 4 boards a game. Had 15 against Rice in our prime game last week, and then followed it up with 8 points and 4 boards at Texas. And he opens it up 2-0 SMU.
See Texas Tech start off in a motion offense, a lot of screening, a lot of cutting to the basket, trying to isolate guys on one-on-one situations. Nice defense that time by SMU.
Lance Hughes couldn't hit the shot. Here come the Ponies. Dorner out front. Ian Allen are the three-point specialist. Gatewood. Boyd got a pick. 2 open maybe. Davis battling his own teammate and finally comes down with it. And Mark brings it across out of Thibodaux, Louisiana.
Davis, one of the most versatile players in the Southwest Conference, plays the point position, will post up inside. One of the top 10 junior college players in the country last year. Really a great recruiting job done by the Texas Tech staff to land that guy.
Tech turns it over. Tech averaging 15 turnovers a game. Out of bounds, and SMU coughs it up, and that has been a big problem more for the Ponies. They're averaging 18 turnovers a game and only causing 15. The officials tonight, Harold Allen, Kenny Sitton, and Bill Kennedy calling it here in the Southwest Conference. They've had a change of a number of officials this season, and complaints have certainly lessened in the early going from the coaches. Davis out front. 17:49 to go first half, and Hughes with a nifty reverse. And we're tied at 2.
See Texas Tech with some full court pressure again with the idea to try to speed up the tempo of the basketball game.
I want to tell you, Lance Hughes was just flattened, and the proper call was made, but it's on Lance. We'll take a look at his basket a moment ago.
With a nice back cut by Lance Hughes off of the back screen, but watch Davis at 6'7" from the point, can see over the top of the defense and finds Lance Hughes underneath for an easy 2 points. Nice offensive series there for the Red Raiders.
2-2, 17:35 to go first half. That was the first foul of the ball game a moment ago on Hughes. Dorner with it for the Ponies of SMU. Looking for Van Beveren. The bounce pass found him. Nice sagging defense by the Raiders. Boyd can't hit the floater. Got his own. Nice shovel. Lost control though. Gatewood did. Boyd a follow and a foul. And SMU crashing the backboards, Jim.
Well, that's a big key for the Ponies. They feel like that they have got to match Texas Tech on both the offensive and the defensive glass tonight. Let's take a look at John Shoemate. He was concerned that his team has not been rebounding well lately. As Matt, Timmy and Beveren and guys like that, Brown, they've got to do a nice job tonight for the Ponies on the glass.
Raymond Van Beveren takes a seat for SMU, and at the line is Chris Boyd out of Paramount, California. Boyd, along with Troy Matthews, give SMU fans something to really look forward to. These two freshmen from out on the West Coast are something to watch. Matthews, a three-point guy that comes in off the bench. Boyd, a 43% free throw shooter. He certainly struggled there, but hits them both here. He's got all 4 of the Ponies' points. Sasser, become an outstanding rebounder this year as well as scorer. Continue looking inside for Davis. Nice help on the inside by SMU in the steal. Gatewood. Oh, mama, he couldn't finish. Here come the Red Raiders. Cross-court pass deflected by Boyd, but taken by Sasser. 4-2 SMU. Davis, the tie with an exclamation point.
Well, that guy's a big-time athlete. He can shoot the three. He can take it to the bucket off the dribble. And you saw what he does when he catches it inside. He'll finish.
Dorner nearly lost it. Finally, it goes in the backcourt. Last touch by the Ponies. It'll be Tech basketball. I think both teams would like to get up and down tonight.
Sure they would. Both teams like the up-tempo style of play. John Shoemate feels like his club, since they're at home, will play more of an up-tempo style. But watch the slam here by Davis. You see him, he doesn't put the ball on the floor. When he catches it, he takes it to the rack and sends it home with authority. Nice job by the big guy inside.
Davis, 25 dunks this season. And not that that's any more important than 25 layups, but it gives you an idea, Jimmy, that the athleticism of this team, and particularly Davis, this guy can really get to the hole.
Well, they're as athletic as any team in the Southwest Conference. The loss of Lenny Hawley at the point guard position has really hurt James Dickey's squad so far this season. But they're versatile enough, I think, to make up for it.
Sasser, his own rebound, and he gets the bucket for the Red Raiders to make it 6-4 as Tech gets the lead for the first time tonight. Now, Tech was expecting Hawley to return, and then 2 days before school starts, he decides not to and left head coach James Dickey empty-handed at the point. They have since picked up a transfer from Washington State who will help them next year, but that didn't do anything about tonight. We'll take a break for the timeout. It's 6-4, Tech on top.
I was singing my favorite lullaby and dreaming about my next vacation. And there I was, face to face with a notorious gunslinger. I knew if he threw his gun at me, it was gonna hurt. So I had to get out of town fast. Luckily, Dollar was there to save my hide. Yep, they're right on the airport with low rates all over the world. No wonder more folks are hitting the trail with Dollar than ever before. Once again, Dollar was quicker on the draw. And once again, they were right on the airport, right on the money.
Because most of our flights are short, this is what our meals look like on Southwest Airlines. It's also what our fares look like. Southwest Airlines, it's just plain smart. Southwest Airlines has one of the best on-time records in the country.
Mr. Smith, you're early.
Just something to remember. Southwest Airlines, it's just plain smart.
Texas Tech and Sasser on top 6-4. We mentioned homecoming for Jason. Well, his father, Gerald, and his grandmother are here tonight. He was a huge success at Kimball High School here in Dallas, an all-state performer, one of the most highly recruited players in the state a couple of years ago. It certainly lived up to those numbers as Sasser averaged 10 points a game a year ago, leading freshman rebounder in the league, and this year he's 6th in the league in scoring, 3rd in rebounding, with 18 and 9 respectively in those categories. Matthews just comes into the ballgame. Troy gives it up. He's a freshman from LA for SMU. Tony's down by a pair. Bill Land and Jimmy Dykes will be here in Dallas.
Well, Texas Tech playing tough man-to-man defense. Their defensive philosophy is to force the ball to the corners, create everything going to the corners away from the basket. They did a nice job that series.
Matt Timmy can't connect. Sasser on the long catch. Ham, and taken away by Matthews. Ham tried to give it a volleyball tap, and then Matthews dribbled right out of bounds.
That's because he hadn't played on his home court since December the 4th. He forgot the dimensions of his own backyard there.
So wait a minute, this isn't right. There's people cheering for us here.
I think half the team went to the airport today, game day, and went to the airport and turned around and came back.
We'll see Tech nearly going. Both clubs struggling. SMU just 1 of 8, and a foul underneath is called on the Ponies.
where Sasser is really a tough matchup inside because he can play with his back to the basket. He can face up and stroke the 15, 16-foot shot. He's a difficult assignment.
Lance Hughes, the miss. Gatewood got the foul a moment ago. He's first. And Tech battling on the boards as Sasser continues to fight for it. And he'll get a chance to go to the free throw line now.
That guy right there, number 33, he's active. Those kind of guys are hard to guard. If you're a recruiter, you want to recruit guys that are hard to guard. If you're playing against people like that, that's not a good sign. He's active on both the offensive and the defensive glass. Those kind of guys, they're warriors. James Dickey talked to me this afternoon. He said, Jimmy, Jason Sasser is a warrior. It doesn't matter where he's at, what he's doing. He loves to compete. You can win a lot of basketball games with guys like Jason Sasser.
Sasser, he's now hit 18 of his last 21 free throws to lift his season percentage to 69 coming in, 9th best in the league after a slow start. Last year, a 63% free throw shooter. Jason Sasser makes it 7-4. And it's 6 straight in this one here in the early going. 15:06, and SMU on the short side, 8-4. They beat the pressure. Matthews had it tapped away. Nice job by Coy Smith. Sasser from Hughes. And he gets the bucket. He's got 6 now. And Tech's press paid off. Timmy. Boyd. And a foul call. You know, just a moment ago, Jimmy, sometimes it's when you get by that pressure that the press can become most dangerous.
Sure it is. That's when the pressure a lot of times really picks up. SMU's got to do a better job. You see the guys trailing right here. They got to talk to Matthews and say, hey, behind you guys coming. Nobody communicates. Texas Tech with the easy 2 on the other end. But watch the athletic ability of Sasser. He kind of slips when he goes up, but still has the presence of mind to get the soft 2 down. And that tape on his hand right there on his left hand, only to serve as a confidence booster to the young man because his thumb has healed. But he had a big game the first time he had it taped. So until he has a bad game, he's going to keep that tape on. And not the same tape, obviously, but one of those mental things. It's sometimes players that works. Well, coaching, you can stay with it.
He's been on a run. Yeah, I don't blame him. At the free throw line, Boyd takes care of business to make it 10-5, hitting the second one. And you see Chad Allen checking back in, the senior from Traverse City, Michigan. He is their leading scorer at 13.9 per game.
Now watch SMU in their half-court trap. This is a tough situation for Texas Tech tonight, but they executed it to perfection right there. Get the ball to the middle. Nice job by Smith to find Hughes.
And Hughes makes it a 12-5 ball game. Tech on top. Lance averaging 16.5 a game. That's 8th best in the league. Here's Gatewood. That's where he performs best, is out on the open floor. He's not a typical post player.
No, he's a 15, 16-foot jump shooter off of 1 or 2 dribbles, and he executed it to perfection.
12-7, and the turnover this time on Tech. So the Red Raiders cough it up, and they'll put the pressure right back on as James Dickey, longtime assistant under Eddie Sutton at both Kentucky and Arkansas, did a nice job taking over for Gerald Myers and Lubbock.
Well, you don't want to catch the ball right there.
Well, both teams pressure defense working some, and when it's not, they're getting burned. Teams taking advantage, getting some good shots if they don't turn it over.
Well, both teams have been, Bill, inconsistent defensively. John Shoemate giving Texas Tech some different looks because athletically, Texas Tech really difficult to match up with over a 40-minute period playing straight man-to-man. So look for some different looks defensively tonight from the Mustangs.
Chad Collins checks in for the Raiders, 6-foot junior out of San Antonio, Texas. SMU with the basketball down by a nickel, 12-7, and the ball knocked away. It'll go back to the Ponies, 17 remaining on the shot clock.
That's really good pressure on the basketball. Texas Tech has not done a great job this season so far of containing one-on-one containment in their defense. James Dickey is concerned about that. SMU, they've got to get some penetrating dribbles to the basket for some help situations.
Harris down low, out of bounds as Brown had trouble finding the handle, but knocked away by the Red Raiders. Kwame Brown, a junior from Houston. Bradley transfer as both ball clubs making some substitutions, although Coach James Dickey only goes about 7, maybe 8 deep. He's redshirting a couple of his outstanding freshman players. They're a club that cannot afford any injuries this year. And this one rattles out for Allen, the loose one and a foul. And we'll go to the other end. Texas Tech, talking about lack of depth, well, that's why their starters account for 92.5% of the scoring.
Well, they've also done a nice job. You see, holding opponents to 43% from the field. Those kind of numbers will win for you. And Corey Smith, brother, you got to know when he's in the game, he's hot right now from the three-point line. You got to guard that guy.
Sixth best three-point shooter in the league at 39%. Sasser on the drive. Collins, Hughes shows his versatility. He can hit those threes, misses this one. Sasser all over the backboards. The Red Raiders, and Ham, I believe, got fouled by Gatewood. So Darvin Ham will go to the free throw line. Junior out of Saginaw, Michigan. He's a junior college transfer. As the second foul is called on Gatewood. 14 fouls on the Ponies, 3 on the Raiders.
Where Texas Tech really starts to play when the ball's up on the rim and on the glass. They got great athletic ability. They're quick jumpers. You got to get a body on them and box them off. SMU's got to do a better job. They're going to be in serious trouble.
Check that foul. It was not on the follow-up. It was on the rebound, so Tech got it out of bounds. Ham. Davis pulls his weight over Brown, and here comes Ham again. And, or is that one going to be? Yeah, it'll be on Ham. Ham just too aggressive that time.
Well, you like the aggressive play by Darvin Ham going to the offensive board, but you got to have the presence of mind also to know where defenders are, and you can't climb their back. The official's right on top of them.
Boyd back in for SMU, and John Shoemate. He's tried all kinds of lineups in this 2-10 start. Matthews, yes, that is in his range before you think, wait a minute, 41% from three-point, best in the league, 42% overall, so it gives you an idea. Averages 6.5 points a game, makes it 12-10, Red Raiders. Collins can't hit the tray. Gatewood high flying, and a foul is called on the rebound.
Nice job by Gatewood that time, boxing off and then exploding to the basketball, getting that rebound with two hands. You see Bernard Lloyd checking in, 6'9", 250-pound junior, and Ham has a seat on the Texas Tech bench.
The last foul on Davis, his second. Tech now 5 team fouls, and Bernard Lloyd out of Wilmington, Delaware, a guy who became eligible this semester, a transfer from Howard Junior College in Texas. He's a guy they expect big things from before it's all over. If he can live up to his size, he'll be some player. Matthews misses the three. Davis the rebound to Collins.
Texas Tech continues to push it up in transition, be aggressive offensively when Hughes gets called for the steps.
That's something that James Dickey has wanted to see more of, is Hughes taking the ball to the hole. That time, right idea, too many steps though. It's 12-10 Tech as we take a break.
Don't wait for a dental emergency to happen. Get DenTemp today and be prepared. Caps and crowns can loosen unexpectedly and cause embarrassment. Fillings can fall out and cause pain and discomfort. DenTemp was developed by a dentist to temporarily replace loose caps and lost fillings until you can see your dentist. DenTemp helps you avoid unnecessary pain, helps eliminate embarrassment. Don't suffer needlessly. Get DenTemp today. Call now for more information and money-saving coupons.
When you go out to play, you're gonna get thirsty. And when you're thirsty, you better have your Gatorade. It goes down easy, quenches to the core. Quenches your deep down body thirst 30% faster than water.
Explore your world.
The faces of discovery are the faces of the world. When you set your sights on the fascination of real-world entertainment, find yourself here. The Discovery Channel. Explore your world.
Texas Tech on top of SMU 12-10. Now this message from Continental Airlines.
Travel arranged through Continental. One airline can make a difference. One pass lets you earn free travel faster than any other airline. That's the difference on Continental.
Couch potatoes enjoying their time in the end zone here at SMU as, yeah, order the pizza, bring it to the game. Yeah, enjoy it here.
They either won a giveaway or lost a dare.
SMU has tied things up. Gatewood's banker makes it a 12-12 game.
Texas Tech needs to get Mark Davis involved in this game offensively. Sasser's doing his part. But Mark Davis is a guy that second leading scorer. They've got to get him involved. Chris Boyd doing a nice job as a freshman defensively guarding.
Hughes, freshman Matthews on him. Shot clock at 8 for the Red Raiders. Davis double team, triple team, knocked away. He's going to have to feel the pressure a little bit more, Jimmy. They turned it over. And who says coming to the ball game you got to sit on the hard bleachers? No, there's couches here at SMU.
You think those guys don't know where the TV cameras are? That's from way up above us. They spotted that red light. Those guys might have a future in television.
Know when to turn to the camera.
They didn't even tilt their head either.
SMU trying to break the tie. We've had 3 of them so far in the early going. 10:59 to go in the first half. Tied at a dozen. On the drive, it won't go. Rebound comes away as Timmy struggled early. Sasser saves it. Nope. He traveled first. And Sasser got in that dilemma where you don't want to hand it over to SMU, but if you throw it the backcourt, you're throwing it the wrong way.
Well, I like what I see out of that big guy at 6'7". He gets out and leads the break and beats everybody down the floor as quick as any guard out there.
See the early turnover story.
So I think SMU in their offense right now, Bill, they need to get more penetrating dribbles to the basket. Right now, it's a lot of catch around the perimeter, not forcing Texas Tech to play one-on-one defense, guarding the dribble. Now there's some dribble penetration right there. They get a bucket out of it.
So Matthews, who hit the 3 early, now hits the deuce to make it 14-12. And that's 9 straight for SMU. Up by a pair. Davis, Collins. SMU with the pressure. Davis against Timmy. Now he finds the open man. It's Hughes. Got his own. That rebound hit the floor first. Hughes misses the follow. Out of bounds. Red Raiders. No, it's going to go back to SMU. And subs will come in as Smith and the gang check in. Hughes will take a breather. 9:57 remaining first half here in Dallas, the home of the Mustangs. SMU leading 14-12. Bill and Jimmy Dykes with you. It's been a game of cold shooting so far. Game's been tied 3 times, but SMU's been on a 9-point run to lead it by a pair here. Gatewood. Air ball went out of bounds, and the Red Raiders get it back.
12-foot shot went 10 for Gatewood that time.
You know, neither team's shooting well, Jimmy. The last break, they were combined 8 of 27. But I think part of that is the defense tonight. Both teams getting after it.
The defense has been good. SMU, again, changing up their look defensively in a little bit of a 1-3-1 half-court zone right now.
Coy Smith misses the long 3. Davis, or the Sasser, knocks it back out and then hustled after it. And Collins with it now. So reset on the clock.
If you're SMU defensively right now in this zone, you got to know where number 00 is, Coy Smith, because that guy can fill it up from the 3. Sasser's not going to beat you from out there. Coy Smith will.
Gatewood with the block, and then out of bounds, and the ball will go to SMU. So last touch by Texas Tech, and man, Gatewood can get up.
Yeah, Gatewood, nice timing. The second guy is the dangerous guy blocking shots. Gatewood came over, gave defensive help to Timmy. Nice effort by James Gatewood.
Leads him in block shots. He's got 66 career-wise. That's 6th on the SMU all-time charts. 14-12 Ponies. They've got the basketball. And Tech hasn't scored since the 14:43 mark. We're down to 8:43 now as they finally break it after a 6-minute, whether SMU continues to put it on, I beg your pardon. So a 6-minute drought for Tech. They're down 4. Davis fouled. He'll go to the line. 11 straight points for SMU, and the Ponies are up by 4.
Nice job by Texas Tech recognizing the trapping defense. They worked on it in the shoot-around. You see Gatewood, that was a special play designed to get Gatewood the ball on the blocks. SMU executed it to perfection. Then on the other end, Texas Tech did a nice job of getting the ball to the middle against those trapping defenses where you got to get that ball to the high post area, the free throw area. That's where the weakness is. Texas Tech has taken advantage of it so far.
Davis just a 65% free throw shooter. I say just anymore. That's just fine. Free throw shooting is just unbelievable around the country. You take a look at.
Kids don't spend enough time in the gym on their own shooting free throws. I don't care if it's high school girls or NBA. You got to spend time in the gym by yourself shooting that free throw.
Everybody wants to dunk, showtime, or shoot the three. Nobody wants to go in between. Here's Smith. Raiders just ice cold. Sasser can't break that drought. And Cooper comes up with it. Here's a talented freshman, Janae Cooper, out of Killeen, Texas, Ellison High School. Didn't play in the victory over Houston. 6'8", 200, and James Dickey likes this guy's talent.
Well, he's athletic.
Gate with the miss. Cooper tapped it to Smith, and he nearly lost it. Still looking for the handle, and taken away. And out of bounds, though. Great hustle by Iran Harris, another freshman, but he stepped out of bounds. Well, we got plenty of action here. It's 16-14 with a break in the action. SMU on top.
Baseball's greatest games come to life.
If it stays fair, home run. Number 6 for Nolan Ryan.
Baseball's greatest games. Wednesday nights at 10 on HSE.
This quality time was made possible by GMAC. With financing and leasing that can be arranged for your new GM vehicle fast, right at the dealership. Because GMAC believes you should be out enjoying your new car instead of waiting for it to be financed. GMAC, the expressway home.
1-800-WE-PREVENT. Together, we will take a bite out of crime.
Winners of the last 3 Super Bowls. The NFC East. Pro football's most dominant conference. The NFC East. Matchups, features, interviews, and highlights.
The NFC East Report. Sundays at 9:30 on HSE.
This telecast is authorized under rights granted in prime by the Southwest Conference and Southern Methodist University. Is not intended for the commercial use of our viewing audience. Any reproduction, rebroadcast, retransmission, or the use of this telecast without the express written consent of Prime, SMU, and Buddy Ryan is prohibited. Welcome back, everyone. Bill Ladd, Jimmy Dykes with you here.
Buddy took my spot.
Yeah, we said to give you a week off. 16-14. Our score as Texas Tech and SMU in the Southwest Conference, and the Ponies of SMU on top by 2. Tech surviving a 6-minute scoring drought and still in this thing.
James Dickey has been concerned about his team's shot selection. Now let's see what they come with out of that timeout, a special scoring play to make sure they get the shot they want this time down. And here it goes.
11 on the shot clock. Collins looking low for Sasser. Got their man, and he is fouled. Good execution.
That's a good call by James Dickey out of the timeout. They've been struggling offensively. Jason Sasser has been the one highlight on the offensive end. They run the time off the clock, then run a special scoring play to get Jason the ball on the block.
James Dickey looks on at the last play.
See, it's a 1-4 flat, then they go and double team Sasser on one block. He slides to the ball side block, catches it, and when he catches it right there, 3 or 4 feet from the bucket, you're going to have to foul him to stop him. Nice job of execution on the offensive end by the Red Raiders.
We'll see if Sasser can continue to shine from the line. He does. Tech as a team, as Sasser's now got 7 for the year. They're shooting 63%. Last year, they lost both meetings to SMU. One of the reasons they only shot 58% from the line in the 2 games. But nobody shoots worse than SMU at the free throw line. They're 55%. And John Shumate's just hoping everything will turn around with his club coming back home. Sasser hits them both, and we're tied again at 16. Lance Hughes checks back in, and you also see a sub coming in for SMU, Matthews, Boyd, Allen, Timmy, and Brown, the lineup for the Ponies right now. Collins, Hughes, Sasser, Smith, and Davis for the Raiders. The jumper won't go for Boyd. Sasser taps it to himself. Look at him as he surveys the floor. Bullet pass inside by Davis was intended for Lance Hughes. Out of bounds, it'll go back to the Raiders.
Tough pass by Davis, trying to thread it through the defense to Hughes.
Both teams still struggling from the floor. SMU at 32% on the last timeout, and Tech at 29% shooting. Sasser. And again draws the foul. So it's obvious that James Dickey has decided, hey, we aren't hitting outside. We've turned the ball over a few times. Let's just pound it down low, see if we can't get to the free throw line a few times.
Well, again, that was called the out-of-bounds situation. This is a special scoring play. Watch number 33, Sasser, line up on the block. Now the ball comes in, boom. He's right there in position to post up and score. That's off an out-of-bounds special play. Again, if you're not getting things going out of your natural offense, you've got to do some things to help your team out. James Dickey has done a nice job the last 2 times down.
Texas Tech 1-1 in the league. They had Baylor down by 16 in Waco and lost in the conference opener in a close one, then bounced back to beat Houston the other night.
See James Dickey applauding the play of Jason Sasser with his grandmother and father here, high school friends. You tend to step up your level of play a little bit. I like that guy right there, Chris Boyd. You know, John Shoemate has an excellent freshman class this year, Bill, and he's got some kids coming in next year too. Bobby Dempson, a 6'6" player out of Norman, Oklahoma, who's everybody's all everything. Mark Graffenried out of Memphis, Tennessee, the first recruit ever for SMU basketball to get into Memphis. You can get one player out of Memphis, then you can get the second and the third one, and
it's a fertile ground.
Sure it is.
18-16.
He's got a nice recruiting class to come in to follow up behind the freshman he's got right now.
Allen nearly turned it over. Smith couldn't keep the handle on it, though, and boy, what a game of runs. Early on, Tech had 8 straight to lead 10-4. Then we had the 6-minute drought for the Raiders as SMU got 11 on a run, and now it's been 6 in a row for Texas Tech again. They're back up by a deuce. Matthews kicks it off. .6:37 remaining in the half. Harris tapped away. Back to the Ponies with 17 on the shot clock.
Texas Tech doing a nice job defensively again. A lot of us is concerned with one-on-one containment, forcing guys to the corner. You see right there, Collins really forcing Matthews to go to that left corner. They want to funnel everything towards the baseline. Nice job.
Allen, and got the 2. He was on the line, and he ties the ball game. His first basket for SMU's leading scorer. Hughes can't handle the basketball, and it goes right back to SMU with a tied at 18.
See, one thing about Chad Allen for the Ponies is half of his field goal attempts are from the 3-point stripe. Now, knowing that in the scouting report, you can't leave a guy like that. That time Allen got his feet set, he was open. Defensively, you can't leave a guy that shoots the ball as well as Chad Allen does from the 3. He's not going to beat you on the drive. You got to crowd him.
Brown last touched it. It goes back to the Red Raiders. So both teams just playing in-your-face defense, and it's taking its toll turnover-wise. Brown comes out. Van Beveren in for Shoemate's Ponies. John in his 6th year with a record of 125 and 120 here at SMU. He was a head coach at Grand Canyon out in Arizona for 3 years. And certainly has done quite a job here with SMU, taking them to the conference title a year ago. We talked to his boss, Forrest Gregg, at halftime here tonight, the athletic director of the Ponies. 18 on the shot clock for the Raiders. Tied at 18. Sasser. Allen to Hughes. 7 on the shot clock. Double dribble for Lance Hughes. Boy, neither team can get it together.
Well, Hughes is really out of sync offensively. James Dickey with a look of concern. Still encouraging his team. I was impressed with John Shoemate yesterday, talk about encouraging teams. Here he has a team that's 2-10. They've struggled on the road. The #1 strength schedule in the country right now. They played the most difficult schedule of anybody in college basketball, but he's been very patient. He did a nice job in practice yesterday, continuing to coach, continuing to encourage, but you can't turn it over and give up easy twos.
Oh, mama, Hughes will wake him up here.
a confidence basket for Lance Hughes. If you're struggling from the field, a lot of times an easy basket or getting to the free throw stripe will get you untracked offensively. Let's see if that sparks Lance Hughes.
He's got 6. He averages 16 and a half, and that'll help that shooting percentage. 4:46 remaining in the half. Tech back on top by a pair. 2018. Harris wide open for the tray. No. Collins literally got his man out of bounds with the block off. Here's Davis. He somehow saves it, and Hughes can't finish. Smith is there. Sasser had it stripped. Hughes the same. Misses again. And Harris for the Ponies. SMU can tie or take the lead. Matthews with a cold one. Allen. My goodness, bodies flying everywhere. Sasser for the Raiders. Hughes with a bucket. And it's 22-18. And John Shumay wants a timeout. 4:02 to go in the half. Raiders by 4 here in Dallas.
You may be throwing away millions of dollars of your estate and not even know it. If your estate is over $3 million, I'd like to send you this video, The 6 Most Costly Estate Planning Mistakes, free. The #1 mistake is losing 50% or more of your estate's net worth to estate taxes. As this chart shows, estate taxes are an American tragedy. Another mistake is believing your muni bonds are tax-free. They are income tax-free, but not estate tax-free. Upon your death, $1 million in muni bonds will shrink to $450,000. You'll also discover how you can reduce your estate tax costs by up to 90%, how you can boost your IRA or pension 10 to 20 times, and how to preserve the wealth that took you a lifetime to build. Here's what some of my clients say.
Much useful advice from a man who has so much useful advice to give.
My clients have saved over $2 billion with the unique strategies revealed in this free video.
To order, call toll-free 1-800-662-5433 today.
This week in the Southwest Conference is being brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It's just plain smart.
Today's college basketball game is being brought to you by GMAC Financial Services, the expressway home. Today's college basketball game is being brought to you in part by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. For that deep down body thirst, nothing works better than Gatorade.
Lance Hughes with a thundering dunk has gotten Tech back on top here. Let's just listen into it. Some intensity there as Hughes and the Raiders now lead at 22-18. Bill and Jimmy Dykes with you as you look at Dale Kelly, the supervisor of men's basketball officials in the Southwest Conference, and he's also in charge of the Metro as well as the Sun Belt, and they're starting combining leagues now. Jimmy made a lot of changes among the officials, and I think it's a whole different game.
Well, you want the best officials on the floor night after night, and Dale Kelly's making certain that happens in the Southwest Conference. But tell you what, that Southwest Conference office, I was over there this afternoon, they're really doing things in a positive manner, making a lot of good strides, and this Southwest Conference, basketball-wise, is on the climb back up on a national level.
Steve Hatchell's done a nice job as the commissioner in emphasizing the positive within the league and really kind of pulling things together and everybody going in the same direction instead of tearing each other down. Some good young players in the league. Allen. Boyd, and he hits the jumper. So SMU comes right back to make it 22-20. And Boyd's got 7. Over a third of the Ponies total here in the first half.
Now this is where Texas Tech has struggled in the first 20-minute period. Their half-court offense. A nice job that time by Sasser. That guy's not struggling. He catches it, he's scoring.
He's got a dozen now, and it's 24-20. Sasser with 5 rebounds to help him reach that total. Knocked away out of bounds. It goes back to SMU. 2:54 remaining in the half. James Dickey takes a seat as his Tech defense been stifling at times here in the first half. Allen got it blocked that time by Smith. And then a foul reaching in on Allen. And that's the 8th team foul They'll go to the other end. That's his first personal foul.
A little frustration foul there by Chad Allen, but a great defensive play by Corey Smith. He forced Allen to put the ball on the floor. And when Allen rose for the jump shot, Corey Smith was there and matched him.
Now, we have seen from Texas Tech tonight that athleticism we talked about in the pregame comments from just about every player. Davis, Sasser, Ham, Hughes, and then Smith on that play. What they're really missing is a glue guy, someone to really pull this group together, because other than the guy who's at the line right now, Chad Collins, and he's a six-man type, they do not have the true point guard that they thought they would have in Lenny Holly. Jason Martin, the transfer, is expected to be it next year. They can't hit on the follow here after the miss by Collins. And SMU down the other way, and the two-pointer from the corner as David Shivers averages 2 points a game. He had a three-pointer from half court at the buzzer against Texas the other day. Makes this one 24-22.
Texas Tech didn't do a good job in transition defense. You can't let a guy like Shivers come in who's averaging 2 points a game, come in and get off to a good start offensively.
And another foul called. This one's on Chris Jessen, senior from Houston. As James Dickey sees his club go to the line again, it's 24-22. And Roy Smith, 66% this year, his first free throw of the night. Hits this one. Last year a 68%er, averaging 12 points a ball game to go along with 3 rebounds. Leads him in assists at 41, 4th best in the league.
Corey Smith only 29 free throw attempts on the year, so that tells you a little bit about his game. He's not a hard driver. He's a spot-up shooter, not taking the ball to the rack very much, therefore only about 2 free throw attempts a year. So that's how you have to guard him defensively.
And an intentional foul is called, and the official furthest from the play made the call. He saw, I believe, I don't know, he maybe called both ways. We'll see here. Sasser and Van Beveren got into it. It's on Sasser.
Now, here's the deal. Raymond Van Beveren is an experienced player. Okay, he's played international basketball. He knows every trick in the book, that guy.
He doesn't know how to shoot free throws, however. He's 35%.
He doesn't know that trick. But what he knows how to do is bait guys into fouls. That time, I think he got away with the initial push, but the official cut the second guy.
Act and react. Well, if that is the case, Tech fans would tell you that justice prevails. Take a look.
Let's watch Van Beveren in the lower left corner of your screen here. Now watch and see if he pushes. Oh, Sasser just a shot upside the head.
Yeah.
Looks like to me.
Unless something happened at the other end. But
yeah, it's hard to believe that Sasser would just take a shot at a guy unless he was picked on first. But Van Beveren's going to sit down and think about it.
Whatever. That call was correct. And SMU gets the ball back on the intentional foul. And the tray wheels in by Jessen.
Jessen's a streak shooter. I recruited him when I was an assistant at the University of Arkansas Little Rock. He's a streaky shooter. Again, another guy that you can't let come in and get off to a good start.
The kick out front and a foul called on the pass. Sasser will go back to the free throw line as we're tied for the 6th time tonight. 25-25. Second foul on Jessen, and it's a 2-shot foul now, as that's the 10th team foul on Shoemate's Mustangs.
I like John Shoemate in practice yesterday. He kept talking about game tempo, fellas, game tempo. Everything you do in a practice situation carries over to how you play in a game the next night. And if you don't shoot game tempo, if you don't play defensively game tempo, then you can't expect to just turn it on when the lights come on. John Shoemate, again, really doing a very good coaching job this year with a team that's inexperienced and a schedule that's just been a killer.
Sasser hitting the first to break our 6th tie of the night, and it's 26-25. As Texas Tech, 7 of 11 from the free throw line right now as a team. And That's one area that SMU, not only has SMU shot poorly from the line, 55%, their opponents, understand they've only played 12 games, their opponents, Jimmy, have shot 99 more free throws already. So an average night, SMU goes 11 of 20, their opponents go 18 of 28. And that can cost you an awful lot of ball games over the course of the season.
Part of that's playing on the road for 9 straight games, and the other part is they don't get a lot of penetrating dribbles to the basket out of their offense, which puts you on the free throw strike.
Jess in the miss. Finally, Tech battles for the rebound. 1:35 to go in the half. Raiders by a pair. Collins with it out front. Out of bounds. It'll go back to the Raiders. Texas Tech 27, SMU 25. Bill Land and Jimmy Dykes with you. 1:28 to go here in the first half. Sasser can't get the three-point opportunity, but he will go back to the line. He's got 14 points tonight out of Texas Tech's 27.
SMU fell asleep. They got to realize if you're the Mustangs, they just got through scoring on you in the last out-of-bounds situation. Texas Tech well-schooled at running special plays from out-of-bounds standpoint. That time caught the Mustangs asleep. Just snuck it into Sasser. He'll make you pay. You get him the ball, he's going to make you pay.
Sasser's hit all 8 of his free throws. Make it 9, and is this guy on a roll? He had come in hitting 17 of his last 20. He hit all 9 against Baylor, and you throw him 9 of 9 tonight. He's now 26 for his last 29 free throws, and he's got 15 points. And this one also good. So Tech make it a living at the line tonight. Up by 4, 29-25. Timmy. After the big night in Austin, he's struggling here.
That's good.
But wait a minute, he may break out of it. The bucket will count and the foul. Great effort that time by Matt Timmy, the junior from Muskegon, Michigan.
Now there's a guy, we talked about him in the open. He's got an ugly game. See, that's not a real smooth, fluid shot there, but watch him here. Ball fake, ball fake, ball fake, step under, powered up, score. Nothing pretty about that. That's just a hard-earned 2 points. Watch him here. The effort alone is what's fun to watch. You see him step through and draw the foul, but he has the strength to take it through contact and complete the three-point play. Nice job by Matt Timmy.
So Timmy gets the free throw to make it 29-28. He's got 3. He had career highs of points 16 and rebounds 9 against Texas on Saturday.
Nice hustle play by Jessen to knock the ball out of bounds because Texas Tech had a layup. Jessen hustled. Just got a hand on it to deflect it.
And Raiders put it in play. Tech with Collins out front. Now Sasser.
And now SMU in a 2-3 zone. You got to know where Hughes is. You got to know where Collins is. Those guys can beat you from the perimeter. And of course, 0 on the right wing, their best three-point shooter.
Smith with a miss. Matthews got the rebound strong, and Hughes was hanging on for the foul, his second. And that's the 8th team foul on Texas Tech. We'll go to the other end. Look at the numbers for SMU coming in here, and you see why they have struggled shooting below 50% in the last 10. And look at the free throws in the last 5.
Well, that 47% is not a great percentage from the field, much less the free throw strike. But their bench has been getting some good productivity. But again, that tough road stretch that John Shoemate has had his club on will just wear on you. Not only a veteran team, but especially an inexperienced team, a rebuilding year for John Shoemate. He's taken his lumps, but SMU playing good basketball tonight, and they played a good game last week at Rice. And Willis Wilson's squad is tough. I was really impressed with him. He does a nice job with the Rice Owls. Played him tough, but they just can't sustain the effort for 40 minutes.
Matthews, just a 55% free throw shooter, misses here. And once again, those free throws will just kill you if you can't hit them. And SMU fans see this thinking, you know, this is what we've seen all year. We kind of hang close. We see some spurts, and then they fade sometime in the second half. They're hoping tonight to put it together here on the home floor. Hughes inside to the big fella, Lloyd. He kicks it back out. Shot clock at 10. 3 won't go. Cooper. And a foul underneath. And it's on Texas Tech.
I think they got Cooper for the clear out, going up for the rebound.
Janae Cooper gets his first personal foul. That is the 9th team foul on the Raiders. So SMU, another opportunity with a 1-and-1 situation.
A nice job by Texas Tech in their half-court zone offense. The ball swung from side to side. They made the defense move. The ball went inside. The defense collapsed, kicks it back out for a wide-open three-point shot. Can't ask for more than that. Just didn't hit it.
3 lead changes in the game. We've been tied 7 times now, as it's 29 all. And at the free throw line is Boyd again, with 21.3 seconds to go, and the shot clock turned off, and he gives SMU the lead one more time. Raiders appear to get the last shot.
Not unless they don't let out of there.
Can't handle the basketball. Bernard Lloyd had 4 blocks in the game against Houston, and James Dickey's got patience with him. His playing time will increase as the season goes on, but it's kind of areas you cannot afford. 5 seconds. Dorner, he's the one they want. He can't hit it though, and Lloyd gets the rebound to end the first half. 30-29, our halftime score, as it has been a struggle here at Moody Coliseum in Dallas. As Texas Tech, an early leader by 6, SMU came back with an 11-point run to go up by 4, and then SMU came right back to go up by as many as 4 again, and it trails by 1 at the half. 30-29, SMU on top of Texas Tech here on Prime. Jimmy, what do you think?
Well, the last 2 or 3 minutes of the half and the first 2 or 3 minutes of the second half are so critical. SMU did a nice job the last 2 or 3 minutes cutting into that lead and then taking the 1-point lead into the locker room at half.
And we'll take a break. We'll come back, have a chance to visit with Forrest Gregg, the athletic director here at SMU.
Today's office doesn't always come with 4 walls, so no matter where your employees do business, AT&T has a way to help. Call now for the AT&T Corporate Calling Card. We can customize a plan from over 70 features like flexible billing by location, individual, or account code, fraud protection, discounts up to 40%, and worldwide access. The AT&T Corporate Calling Card. Find out how customized a calling card can be.
We're under budget. We're ahead of schedule.
Children are the largest group of Americans living below the poverty line. They have to reach higher for what others take for granted. Healthcare, balanced meals, encouragement to learn. But with help early on, children in your community can gain the skills to get out from below the poverty line. It takes programs like Success by 6 and people like you to help them take the first step. Call to learn more. Change the world of a child, and you change the world.
Some people are naturally faster than others. In fact, everything they do is fast. Fast, 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 fast. Now, not everyone appreciates that. But if you're looking to get a new GM car or truck financed, fast is exactly what you want.
Mac will take care of your financing.
And the folks who arrange GMAC financing and leasing are faster than just about anyone else. GMAC, the expressway home.
You forgot your sunglasses.
Because most of our flights are short, this is what our meals look like on Southwest Airlines. It's also what our fares look like. Southwest Airlines, it's just plain smart. Southwest Airlines has one of the best on-time records in the country.
Mr. Smith, you're early.
Just something to remember. Southwest Airlines, it's just plain smart.
It's halftime here in Dallas at Moody Coliseum with SMU, the host, and on top of Texas Tech. Our score is 30-29 here on Prime. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bill Land, and my pleasure to have the athletic director, Forrest Gregg, with us here from SMU. Oh, football guy. It looked a little football-wise out here the first half, didn't it, Coach?
Well, at times we looked kind of ragged. Of course, both teams did. But I think this is the first time we've had a lead at halftime. I'm kind of feeling good right now, even as we missed a lot of free shots. We turned the ball over a lot. but maybe we'll come back this second half and play earless basketball. Almost said football.
It's resembled that sometimes. Explain a little bit about the schedule, because everyone is saying SMU's finally home again after 9 in a row on the road. There's a lot of factors that went into that.
Well, there's a lot goes into this. Number one is we were playing a lot of games here during the holidays, and students were gone. And, you know, that really hurts your crowds when you do that. So this year we played in the tournament during the holidays. Plus, we're going to try to get a real good lineup of basketball teams in here next year. And in order sometime to get those good teams in, you've got to go to their place and play. Now, little did I know that I was going to be matching it. When we matched the game against Arkansas, they weren't number one in the country. Where also Kansas was number one at one time or another in the country. So a lot of these games, we matched 2 or 3 years ago, and those teams weren't playing that well at that time, but you can't ever tell. But we just sort of felt like if you're going to play great basketball, you're going to play against great teams. If you play against great teams, then you've got a chance of attracting great players to your program.
Forrest, I know you're a big supporter of Coach John Shoemate.
Yes,
How
I
did
am.
you handle the situation with the Black Coaches Association and the possibility of a boycott over the scholarship and some other things? How did you handle that?
Well, I think that's something that you just have to look at and be philosophical about it. Of course, I'm a big supporter of John Shoemate. I think he's a fine gentleman. I also think he's a great basketball coach. And, you know, I was sympathetic to how John felt. But on the other hand, you know, we've got to look at our total picture and total program here. So John and I had several conversations about that. And, you know, that's one thing that, you know, sometimes, even though you're friends, you know, you've got to express yourself. And I know John expressed himself. So, fortunately, we haven't had anything like that happen. Hopefully that won't happen.
Well, look in your crystal ball real quick. What's going to happen to the Southwest Conference, and where does SMU fit in?
Well, I think that if you're talking about the total conference, I think that the total conference is going to be here. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I don't think anybody knows for sure. But I know this, that we've got a chance of having a real fine conference here. I think we have had for many, many years. And I think it's going to continue to be a good one.
Who are you pulling for, the Packers or the Cowboys the other day?
Well, I knew you were going to ask me that. People here in Dallas say, why wasn't he pulling for the Cowboys? I was really pulling for both a little bit. But I'm going to tell you, you know, when you wear that green and gold as long as I did, you know, it was kind of hard for me to pull for the Cowboys out there. But it was a good football game, and it was well played. And I really think the best football team won the game.
Just wasn't cold enough, right?
That's right.
Thanks,
if
Coach.
If we had it 10 below, we'd have been better off.
Sure appreciate your time. Thanks again. Forrest Gregg, the athletic director here at SMU. We're back with a look at some of the highlights. It's 30-29 Ponies.
At GMC Truck, we built a reputation for truck strengths. A considerable advantage. It also comes in this handy take-home size. Sierra from GMC Truck.
Yo, check it out. Here's what I gotta know.
Did you guys come out to play or what?
Oh, showtime! Yo, any Gatorade in the house, y'all? This thirst is getting deeper.
Gatorade, can you quench my thirst all the way to the soles of my size 13s?
So if you come out to play without your Gatorade, you better
call your mother to pick you up.
Gatorade thirst quencher for that deep down body thirst.
Check out the sticks. The big sticks. Shots. 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 The hot shots of the NHL get their AT on Brute Presents Hockey Week. Fridays on HSE.
The Big East. It's the nation's premier powerhouse conference, and there's one way to cover it. Baseline to baseline. This week in the Big East, the best there is.
This week in the Big East, Thursdays at 6 on Sunshine.
Attention sports fans, when you need a score on any game, call Scores Coast to Coast. The fastest sports scores anywhere. Not only do you get the fastest scores, you also get current Las Vegas lines updated every hour, as well as injuries, trends, weather, and more 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Everything a serious sports fan needs absolutely free on a recorded message. The fastest scores anywhere. Quick, someone just scored. Call Scores Coast to Coast.
30-29 is our score as we come back to the halftime proceedings here at SMU. The Mustangs on top of Texas Tech. Hello, everyone. I'm Bill Land along with Jimmy Dykes. And after talking to Forrest Gregg, I'm ready to go get some pads on and join him out here. A little rough and tumble.
You're quarterback, aren't you?
Well, no, more bench warmer.
Texas Tech 0 for 7 from the three-point stripe. They got to get some of those trays to fall in the second half. SMU doing a nice job, but they've only been in this position one time all season long with the lead at the half. We'll see if they can hold on.
Well, it certainly has been rugged, but there have been some highlights here and some outstanding plays. Let's take a look at some of the first half action.
You take a look at Mark Davis inside, number 42, a strong move to the bucket and sends it home with authority. That's the kind of strength you have to have inside. I like this possession right here by SMU. The penetrating dribble to the basket by Matthews. Really a solid player as a freshman. Look, the spin move right there. Gets him freed up. The little hesitation dribble. Then pulls up, avoids the charge. Nice head fake. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Troy Matthews. They need more of that out of him in the second half. Little special play. Nice entry pass by Dorner to Gatewood on the block. You see, when he catches it right there, 2 feet from the basket, he's not going to miss. He's very athletic. Special scoring play, got Gatewood involved, and then a statement made by Lance Hughes, and he needed it. We'll see if that gets him going in the second 20-minute period.
And our score is 30-29. The Gatorade first half stats are next.
Don't miss a single second of SWC action. Coaches, players, and previews. No matter what the sport, it's all right here on This Week in the Southwest Conference.
Wednesday nights at 6 and Saturday mornings at 9:30 on HSE.
Hey, hi, folks. Hey, you know, Blue and I are sitting here in La La Land in the hot sun, and we got to thinking, maybe there should be no more hitting in the game. Maybe you should take out those nasty disagreements. Make it more like a silver ballet. No more rock'em sock'em hockey. Maybe... Nah.
Quality Video presents the all-new Rock'em Sock'em 4. Hockey the way it was meant to be played.
Over 40 minutes with the best hits, goal saves, and other stuff, if you know what I mean.
And if you're looking for the best in hockey, look no further. Quality Video also brings you top 50 playoff goals. Gretzky, Lemieux, Bobby Orr, all the superstars of hockey. Rock'em Sock'em 4 and top 50 playoff goals. Both incredible videos for only $19.95. This incredible offer is not available in stores, so pick up the phone and get in on the great hockey action now.
It's college hooping in the WAC. Hit the hardwood hoop pads for fast break and alley-oop and monster jamming in your face and hoops.
New Mexico and Wyoming, live Saturday at 4 on HSE.
Let's take a look at the Gatorade first half stats with our score SMU 30, Texas Tech 29. Halftime here in Dallas, and you notice the two teams struggling from the floor. 31% for the Raiders, SMU at 34%. What else sticks out to you, Jimmy?
Well, what's not up there, Jason Sasser is 10 for 10 from the free throw strike for the Red Raiders. That's kept them in this ball game. Everything else really about even. Points off turnovers, Texas Tech 10 better than SMU. That could be a difference.
And the leading scorers tonight for Texas Tech. Sasser, as Jimmy mentioned, making it at the line, 16 overall. Hughes with 8, including a big slam, and SMU's got 9 from Boyd, their freshman, and Gatewood was 6 to go along with it. 3 fouls. He'll certainly have to be careful. We'll take a brief break. We'll come back with the second half Southwest Conference play. SMU leading 30-29 over Texas Tech.
Excuse me. Do you wear your safety belt?
Why, no. I don't wear my safety belt.
Thank you.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Ready?
Yeah.
This quality time was made possible by GMAC. With financing and leasing that can be arranged for your new GM vehicle fast, right at the dealership. Because GMAC believes you should be out enjoying your new car instead of waiting for it to be financed.
Well, what'd you think?
Can we go again?
GMAC, the expressway home.
Ready?
One final question, Mr. Parkhill. Have you ever been to a Hooters restaurant?
Not to the best of my recollection.
Never had Hooters' nearly world-famous chicken wings?
Or the Big Hoot salad? Not to the best of my recollection.
Mr. Parkhill, we simply cannot confirm anyone for this post who has never been to Hooters.
SMU with a 1-point lead as we get ready to start the second 20 minutes here in Dallas at Moody Coliseum on the campus of Southern Methodist University. The Mustangs leading at 30-29 over the Red Raiders from Texas Tech. Bill Land and Jimmy Dykes and our friends at Prime Basketball bringing you the action today. As I want to remind you, tomorrow night, Jimmy and I'll be in Boulder, Colorado as the Buffaloes host Nebraska. The Wooden Award nominee Eric Piatkowski leads the Cornhuskers, who are off to a quick 12-2 start, including 2-0 in Big A play and a road win at Iowa State. Join us tomorrow night at 8 Eastern on most Prime affiliates. 30-29 SMU as we look at Jason Sasser, kind of a one-man band so far tonight for Texas Tech, doing it at the free throw line. You think about it, Jimmy, that Texas Tech, if they continue to go inside like that to Sasser and get him to the line, SMU's deep, but Gatewood's got 3. They're going to have to be a little careful. They can play a little better defense inside.
We got to think right off the bat, Texas Tech is going to try to take it at Gatewood, try to pick up that 4th foul, but Texas Tech has got to get Davis involved in their offense. He's only got 2 points, as did SMU. Needs to get Chad Allen. He was held to 2 points in the first 20-minute period. Those two guys can score for both clubs.
Timmy inside, and it's taken away, and the Raiders a chance to regain the lead as they come back with it. Sasser, Hughes, yeah, he got the 3. So Lance Hughes, a 38% three-point shooter on the year, hits this one, and Tech, after going 0 for 7 in the first half, hits its first three-pointer here to start the second half.
Texas Tech now with three-quarter court pressure defense, trying to speed up the tempo of the game, hoping their athletic ability will take over down the stretch.
Allen's missed. Davis kicks to Sasser, and he gets the bucket. So 5 quick ones, and SMU finds itself down by 4.
Nice play by Davis to draw the defense to him and dish it off to Sasser, who, again, runs the floor very well for 6'7".
Gatewood pulls up, a little bit too rough. Kept alive and finally snared by Hughes. Sasser, double team, backs out of it. Davis to the hole. Hughes wide open. And Timmy clears now for SMU. Lead changes in this one here tonight. Boyd with it out front. Allen looking for a pick, got it from Timmy, but good help by the Tech defense. Dorner, no man's land, trying to post up a leaper like Lance Hughes. And now a foul call with 11 on the shot clock. Sasser gets the foul. Here's a look at Jason a moment ago.
You see the break. Ham secures the rebound. Now, boom, off they go to the races. Nice up-the-floor pass. Now, Sasser right there. Davis draws the defender to him, and Sasser's there to complete it. But again, give credit to Mark Davis. He kept the ball in his hands until the defense committed, then dished it off.
Sasser got his 3rd foul. SMU, though, cannot take advantage on the out-of-bounds play. Davis, turn around, got it back, knocked away, and recovered in the corner. Boyd brings it across for the Mustangs. Allen for three. Yeah. So maybe both clubs are going to warm up a little bit from the floor. SMU is just 2 of 7 in three-point shooting. And Allen's got 5. Remember, he leads them in scoring at just under 14 per contest. And that first bucket took SMU a couple of minutes to get here to start the second half.
Chad Allen spotted up in their transition offense. When I talk about transition defense, I'm talking about when you go from offense to defense, you got to locate your guys quickly, especially if you're guarding a three-point shooter like Chad Allen. You can't allow him to get set, get an open look at it.
Gatewood and Hughes had steals. Tech gets the ball back. Sasser, Smith, he cranks the tray and the rebound and a quick pass to Sasser. Davis had the right idea, but Sasser, I think, thought he was going to put the shot up.
Yeah, James Dickey telling his club to calm down. He's, again, concerned about shot selection. They're rushing things right now. And in their offense, Texas Tech, they're getting a lot of movement, but I know the Red Raider staff would like more screening, waiting on screens, not trying to create quite so much.
Allen, Gatewood off his hands, and Hughes got it batted away by Gatewood. Nice job by Gatewood to not give up on it. And then he draws the foul from Hughes.
A little bit of a gamble there by Gatewood to challenge the ball in the backcourt, but he comes up with a big deflection, then takes the ball strong to the paint and draws the foul.
Third on Lance Hughes. So you got Hughes with 3, Sasser with 3. We talked earlier how Texas Tech does not play a lot of folks, Jimmy, so they're going to have to watch the aggressiveness defensively.
Sure, foul trouble hurts Texas Tech much more than SMU because John Shoemate can play 8 or 9 or 10 guys. James Dickey having a visit with Davis right now on the bench. You know, it takes a while for a junior college player to adjust to the Division I level. You can't just all of a sudden depend on your athletic ability like you've done before. Davis has been a little inconsistent. I'm sure James Dickey's talking to him about that right now.
35-34. And Tech with the basketball again as SMU regains the lead.
I see Texas Tech in a 5-man motion offense. No true pivot man. You got all 5 guys moving, screening, a lot of cutting to the basket. I like their offense this possession much better.
Inside, foul called, and the Raiders will go to the line again. As they continue to pound it inside to Jason Sasser. Gatewood gets his 4th foul. Boy, that hurts. He's their leading rebounder at 7 per contest, and also, besides starting every game, averaging 12 points a contest, and he's their top defensive player, I think.
Well, he is, and he's done a nice job tonight, but you've got to think Texas Tech, as well as teams scout each other. John Shoemate knows Texas Tech as well as Texas Tech knows the SMU Mustangs. Texas Tech knows the importance of Gatewood to the Ponies, and with 3 fouls, you got to think probably a special play was designed to get the ball into the hands of Sasser and see if Gatewood had the foul.
So he leaves, Gatewood does, as Jessen comes in to replace him. And at the line, Sasser makes it 11 for 11 and 19 points from Jason Sasser. He continues to be red hot. He had 28 against Baylor last week in the midweek game and then 25 against Houston. Still didn't get him Player of the Week honors as B.J. Tyler burned him up for Texas last week in the Southwest Conference. He's averaging 30-plus in the 2 Southwest Conference games. 36-35 as Sasser stays perfect from the line. He's got 20 now. Dorner kicks it back out. Jessen, he feels the 2 on the line.
Jessen's offense is on tonight. Again, he's a streak shooter, a guy like that. When he's in the game, if he's on, you got to crowd him. You can't let him spot up the open looks.
And it'll come back to SMU with 16:05 remaining. It's 37-36. Southern Methodist on top. Eight ties, 8 lead changes. Mustangs with a lead of 1 right now. They led it by that at intermission.
Watch that SMU half-court offense. There's a lot of curling cuts to the basket, trying to get some more penetrating dribbles, but you don't want to dribble down there and pick it up.
Timmy, rebound, Ham. Darvin Ham, who did not play last year at West Ark Junior College in Arkansas. His freshman year, he spent at Otero JC out in Colorado, averaged 14 points a game. Sasser will go back to the free throw line.
Talk about Ham. He only played 1 year of high school ball, Bill. So there's a guy that's still just learning how to play the game of basketball. He's only played 1 year in high school, 1 year in junior college. So his better days are ahead of him. He's a big, strong body inside. James Dickey's high on.
So Sasser back to the line. He's got 20. And has hit 12 of 12 from the line. Make it 13 of 13. And Jessen now with 4 fouls. So you got Gatewood with 4, Jessen with 4. Sasser has now hit 22 straight free throws. He was 9 of 9 against Houston, 0 of 3 against Baylor, and 8 of 8 against Missouri, Kansas City before that. So it's been literally all or nothing for him in now the last 4 games. And he's hit 14 straight here tonight, and it's now a 38-37 Tech lead, believe it or not.
You see how quickly he got up in the air and how high.
Oh, it floats high into the air.
Don't wait for a dental emergency to happen. Get DenTemp today and be prepared. Caps and crowns can loosen unexpectedly and cause embarrassment. Fillings can fall out and cause pain and discomfort. DenTemp was developed by a dentist to temporarily replace loose caps and lost fillings until you can see your dentist. DenTemp helps you avoid unnecessary pain, helps eliminate embarrassment. Don't suffer needlessly. Get DenTemp today. Call now for more information and money-saving coupons.
Because most of our flights are short, this is what our meals look like on Southwest Airlines. It's also what our fares look like. Southwest Airlines, it's just plain smart. Southwest Airlines has one of the best on-time records in the country.
Mr. Smith, you're early.
Just something to remember. Southwest Airlines, it's just plain smart.
38-37, Texas Tech over SMU with 15:31 to play. This youngster said, how many did Jason Sasser make in a row?
Well, he's either saying that or that wide-eyed, bushy-tailed look he's got going. That's an SMU fan that can't believe the Ponies are playing a home game. Hadn't been here in 6 weeks. He's still stunned.
As SMU playing just its first home game since December 4th. They beat Wichita State. They also had a victory over East Tennessee this year. They're 2-10, 0-2 in the league. In the backcourt it goes, and out of bounds. It'll still be SMU basketball. James Dickey thought otherwise. John Shoemate. Tell you what, you find out a lot about a guy when you go through a stretch that they've been through, and he has been pure class. The way he has supported his team, understanding of what the program had to do to play those road games, as you heard Forrest Gregg talk about it. 6 of their 10 non-conference teams that they've met so far were ranked at the time or have been ranked at some portion of this season. They still got to play Oklahoma. Dorner, he traveled first.
John Shoemate has a nice freshman class already on the SMU campus. He's got 4 already signed in the early signing period that would come in and beef up the Mustangs. But I'll tell you what, the Southwest Conference as a whole has done a nice job of recruiting in the early signing period. Texas got a great kid named Carlton Dixon out of Dallas. Houston got a couple from the Houston area, Galen Robinson and Adrian Taylor. Rice got an Archie Myers. Baylor got Roderick Miller and Brian Skinner, 2 kids out of Temple. All those kids are in the top 10 in the state of Texas. Ham sends it down, but that's important for Southwest Conference basketball. They're starting now to make inroads and keeping those top Texas players at home.
Ham, who's averaging 7, got the slam, and then they forced the SMU turnover, and Tech up 40-37 will get the basketball back once more. We'll take a look at Darvin Ham.
We see him take the defender to the middle, then a nice spin move, and then powers it up strong with 2 hands and sends it home with a lot of strength and authority. That's where Ham can hurt you inside. You got to keep him off the offensive glass. Not a perimeter player. He's the one guy that can score inside from the true post position.
He's coming off a 13 rebound performance in the win over Houston Saturday. Tech with 18 on the shot clock, up by a trio. Ham again. 14 on the shot. 14:05 on the game clock. Davis, poor pass and taken away by SMU. Mustangs could tie on the tray. Harris to the hole and a foul. He'll go to the free throw line. Aaron Harris, freshman out of Grand Prairie here in the suburban Dallas area. And he'll go to the free throw line after the foul on Coy Smith. And Smith, well, he'll stay, but Davis will come out as he's not happy with his play, or else the coach's decision to pull him out. Usually it's that, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, coach, I'm doing fine.
It's the coach, though, they're making the decision, though. He knows. In a game like this, boy, it's just back and forth, back and forth. You keep waiting for somebody to have a little 6 or 7 or 8 point run. That could be the difference with only 13:55 to go. The team that can get a run going, whichever team's capable.
And that's been the downfall of these two so far in this season. They've been on the short side of that deal. That's what makes this such a struggle, because SMU has played gallantly on this road trip, but they've had that little stretch and they haven't survived coming back out of it. And Tech has been somewhat the same, as the coaches are telling us. We play 30 minutes of good basketball. We just never know when that bad 10's coming. And tonight has been even most of the way. Here's Ham. 18 on the shot clock. He goes to the hole. Oh, mama, hold on. Darvin Ham wanted it, and he got it. 42-38. What a play by Ham. The follow won't go at the other end. Timmy can't come up with it. Here come the Raiders. Sasser. Smith for three. And the rebound, Timmy. And there you see it. About the time you think someone's going to gain control, they miss on the opportunity. Shivers. He traveled. Let's go back to Darvin Ham's move. I never thought he'd get to the basket, did you?
Well, he just kind of lulls SMU to sleeper. You see the little ball fake, throws the defender now on 2 dribbles. 1 dribble, boom, he's there and sends it home. And Ham with some offensive explosiveness here in the last couple of minutes. Says, you talk about my offensive game, I'll show you what I can do.
He's averaged 10 points and 8 rebounds over the last 5 games to improve his marks to 7 and 5 in those categories for the season. 13 minutes to go. There's our situation. Texas Tech down by 1 at the half, up by 4 right now.
Texas Tech stays with their motion offense. Again, all 5 guys moving, screening, good spacing on the perimeter, trying to get some penetrating dribbles to the basket.
Collins with it out front. 5 on the shot clock. The pass. Texas Tech ball. You're watching Prime Basketball from the Southwest Conference in Dallas. It's 42-38 Texas Tech. Bill Land and Jimmy Dykes with you. It's been back and forth as the lead has changed hands 9 times, and we've been tied 9 times. And Tech with a lead now of 4 after being down by 1 at intermission. See the field goal story. Davis checks back in for the Red Raiders as Collins takes a seat. 12:33 remaining. And Jason Sasser's 14 of 14 performance of the free throw line has given Tech the little edge that they've got. The inbounds hit the back of the board, I believe, on the way in, and it goes back to SMU. Boy, don't you know that bugs James Dickey.
Well, Texas Tech trying to take advantage again of the out-of-bounds situation. They've scored twice this game off out-of-bounds plays. That one was drawn up also for a lob. Just didn't execute the pass. SMU's got to find some offense out of someone.
Matthews, pardon me,
Gatewood is on the bench, Bill, excuse me.
Matthews will go to the line after the foul on Lance Hughes. And for Hughes, I believe that is his 4th or 3rd. We'll check.
Now the charge to number 4, Lance Hughes.
12:21 remaining, and his 3rd foul. I mean, you've got to be concerned for Tech. They've got 4 guys that play 33+ minutes per game. Sasser, Davis, Hughes, and Smith. There's just not much margin for error there when it comes to foul problems. And now they've indicated Hughes does have 4. Well, I think it's 3 officially, though. Matthews at the line hits this one. Prime Hoops, Southwest Conference style, comes you next Tuesday night from College Station. Tony Baroni's Aggies already have big wins over Texas and Rice. And TCU's Kurt Thomas is the league's leading scorer. He's quite a talent. Join Jimmy and me at 8:30 Eastern on most Prime affiliates for that one next week down at Aggie Land.
Now, there's some really good talent in the Southwest Conference. A lot of it is in the 1, 2, and 3 position, not a true dominant big guy inside, and I think that's what the Southwest Conference needs in order to get in that NCAA tournament and win some games. They got to get some guys that can get it done against the bigger competition.
And another whistle. We were thinking back to the last time Texas Tech has struggled in this building. In Gerald Meyer's final year as head coach a couple of years ago, they won here. But prior to that, I believe their last victory here was '85 when Tech won the league championship on a game here. Hughes hits the three-pointer, so Lance Hughes has had some key plays tonight, and it's 45-39.
Again, I like the call. Off the out-of-bounds play, they spotted up Hughes, ran a little misdirection towards the basket, spotted up Hughes, and he nailed the shot. Nice call from the out-of-bounds situation.
All of a sudden, it's a 6-point lead as Hughes has got 14 for the Red Raiders. Jessen with the fake. Difficult shot. Ham, he's got a man open. This is Sasser. And got it to go. What a play by Sasser. Ham had a wide open man, overthrew him. Sasser recovered and put it in the basket. And it's the biggest lead of the night for Texas Tech, 47-39. Shoemate will talk about it.
Why is Embassy Suites twice the hotel? First, you get a suite with 2 big rooms. Evening beverages are on the house, not on the bill. And our cook-to-order breakfast is free of charge. Obviously, this isn't your typical hotel. It's twice the room, twice the comfort, and twice the value. And it's only at Embassy Suites. Twice the hotel. Call 1-800-EMBASSY.
Explore your world.
The faces of discovery are the faces of the world. When you set your sights on the fascination of real-world entertainment, find yourself here. The Discovery Channel. Explore your world.
This quality time was made possible by GMAC. With financing and leasing that can be arranged for your new GM vehicle fast, right at the dealership. Because GMAC believes you should be out enjoying your new car instead of waiting for it to be financed. GMAC, the expressway home.
Texas Tech has moved to an 8-point lead over SMU with 11:26 to play in the ballgame here on Prime. And now this message from Continental Airlines.
Travel arranged through Continental. One airline can make a difference. One pass lets you earn free travel faster than any other airline. That's the difference on Continental.
A couple of things to notice here. Jason Sasser, number 33 for Texas Tech, doing it on both ends of the floor. He's scoring, leads it to Raiders with 24, but nice job defensively. Now watch, when Jessen goes up to shoot right here, nobody rotates back defensively for the Mustangs. The point guard should be getting back as a result. Sasser runs it down on the other end and then has the strength to power it up and get the roll, but a breakdown defensively by the Mustangs. That point guard, Dorner, Allen, somebody, when that shot's taken, you got to get out of there and get back. If not, you're going to give up an easy 2 points.
And Sasser stays the hot man after averaging 26 points and 8 boards last week. He's at 24 here tonight. Matthews with the ball for SMU. Obviously an important possession for the Ponies. Dorner just misses the 3. Davis with it now.
If I'm Texas Tech, I go right at James Gatewood, right at it.
Hughes with a slashing drive to the hole. 7 straight points for the Raiders. Hughes has got 16, and it's 49-39, a double-digit lead, largest of the night. Matthews breaks it for SMU.
Well, that kid can really play. He's got a strong body for a freshman. He's got the ability to create things and get to the bucket, get to the paint, and create out of his strength. Really a solid player.
He's got 8, been averaging that over the last 6 games. Steal by Matthews, nice defensive work. Allen with it. for three. No, a two. It'll count, though, just the same. So the Ponies come right back. And James Dickey wants a timeout. So, well, it worked for John Shoemate a moment ago. It's 49-43. Raiders still on top.
Don't miss a single second of SWC action. Coaches, players, and previews. No matter what the sport, it's all right here on This Week in the Southwest Conference.
Wednesday nights at 6 and Saturday mornings at 9:30 on HSE.
Would you play golf with this broken club? It could make you a better golfer than you ever dreamt possible.
Hi, I'm Al Geiberger, and I found an amazing golf club that can help you hit them longer and straighter. It's called the Medicus.
This unique hinged club monitors and grooves your entire swing. Come back too fast or use the wrong angle, and the Medicus breaks down to let you know it. Swing correctly, and it works just like an ordinary club. Use it in your backyard, take it to the driving range, even use it on the golf course. Medicus forces your club head into the right position.
It'll take strokes off of your game, and I promise you it'll improve your swing and you'll hit it further.
Medicus is yours for 3 easy payments of only $33. And if you call now, we'll send you this Medicus instructional video free. It's guaranteed to work for you, so order your Medicus today.
To order Medicus, call 1-800-423-2121 for only 3 easy payments of $33 plus $7.50 shipping and handling. Call 1-800-423-2121.
The world's most popular sport begins its journey to crown a global champion. The road to the World Cup begins with the qualifying rounds. USA takes on Switzerland, Sunday night at 8 on HSE.
Watch the double team of the basketball by SMU. Right here, when they go to double team, they throw it to the baseline. Very difficult. Now Matthews is there to intercept it. Now watch. SMU aggressive offensively. Chad Allen pushes it up to Dorner. Now watch, folks. That's a three-point shot. You can see all that white line right there. John Shoemate has reason to complain. That was a three.
You're not saying we need instant replay in college basketball.
No, I mean, the officials are doing a great job. Every once in a while, they're going to miss it.
That basket will count, and a foul on SMU. Oh, my goodness. Ham has really come alive here in the second half for the Red Raiders. In fact, you really got to hand it to both these teams. The effort's been there all night, Jimmy. They're finally getting some things done offensively. They haven't quit at all.
A nice penetration by Smith. Again, without a true point guard, they need somebody that can create some offense for their teammates. Smith with a nice penetration drops it off to Ham, and I like his enthusiasm. Man, you love to see kids that love to play the game of basketball. You don't have to prod them with a hot iron to get them in the gym and want to play.
Ham's now got 7 on the night on the three-point play. And it's 52-43. The scoreboard's messed up right now. One above us says 49-43. At another end, it says 55-43. So they're trying to figure out, everyone wants to know, what's the score?
James Dickey a little concerned.
52-43 is the correct score. Yeah, just plug that thing in.
That's a problem. James Dickey is married to former Betty Fiskus, who is the all-time leading scorer in the history of Arkansas basketball. And I'm talking about Sidney Moncrief and Alvin Robertson, all those guys. She outscored all of them during her career. And I played at Arkansas when she was a player for the Lady Razorbacks, and none of us ever challenged her to a game of horse. She could flat out fill it up. James thinks he's a shooter, but his wife can take him any day.
The problem here is we've got a problem with the clock and the score. Now, what you're looking at is 52-45. That is incorrect. Our correct score is 52-43. So you see the home score is correct there. The road score is correct on the sideboards. And I'm not sure what the correct time is. I'm assuming we got 10:22. The sideboard has 10:13. So this is a nightmare. The good thing is, at least there's 10 minutes to go. We're well aware of that. So if there is any seconds problem here, it's not critical to the game right now, but they'll get the score straightened out one way or the other.
Well, from a coaching standpoint, that's what you want. You want to make sure no matter how long it takes, we get the call right. John Shoemate with some concern because his team has been in this situation many times throughout the season. They've been close at halftime. They've been close at the 10-minute mark of the second half. Playing on the road certainly has attributed to his ball club not being able to finish. But now being at home at Moody Coliseum, they got to find a way to stay close and have a shot at this thing in the last 3 or 4 minutes and can't let it slip away here in the next 5 or 6 minute period.
Hughes was 16 now. You saw the numbers on the threes. He was the MVP of the Southwest Conference postseason classic last year here in Dallas at Reunion Arena. A strong performance here in the second half tonight. We get it straightened out, and the clock is running on the sideboard. The board above is not moving, so apparently that one is inoperative for the time being, and we'll go with the boards here. So if you see some confusion from some of the players, that's what the problem is that and now the official scorer said, wait a minute, we're messed up, and just letting the official know that the two scoreboards at the ends of the arena are the ones that are official. 9:58 to play, 52-43 the score.
Ladies and gentlemen, the officials are asking,
and they're now telling the
overhead scoreboard,
fans.
The full attention to timing and scoring to the two in-zone scoreboards, please.
All right, Bill Melton tells everyone what the story is here. And I imagine that they'll get that straightened out before the night's over. Boyd wide open and just could not put it down. And unfortunately for SMU, that's kind of the story of this ball club season, that they get a good play run and they just don't complete the execution of it. Double team again by SMU, and the steal. Matthews, and a jump ball called. It'll go back to Texas Tech on the alternate possession. Speaking of SMU's schedule, Jimmy mentioned earlier about, according to the Sagarin computer rankings, noted as the toughest schedule in the country. Notre Dame and Temple behind it, but they played in a matter of 10 days Kansas twice and Arkansas sandwiched in between there, as well as Oklahoma State. They played Missouri. They've got Oklahoma still to go. Now a foul called against Tech.
Bill, eventually a schedule like that will wear you down, especially a young ball club. It's okay to mix in a few of those throughout the year, make you better playing against tougher competition, but just a tough struggle. And it's still the horn and the clock not working right.
Sasser's fourth foul. They tried to sub for him, and they didn't get a man in time, as waiting to check in was Janae Cooper. And I'm surprised SMU didn't go right at Sasser. They had a moment there. They've got him double teamed out here now. It's 52-45.
SMU changing up their defense. They're trapping the basketball, trying to create some easy opportunities, but Texas Tech does a nice job of throwing over the top.
And let's watch. Let's see. Don't you go right at Sasser. He's in the game with 4 fouls, 9 minutes to go. Clock hasn't stopped, so they haven't been able to substitute for him yet.
Sure you do, because he's guarding Chris Boyd, and Boyd has the ability to create his own offense and get something going through the hoop.
Poor recognition by SMU. Rebound comes off to Smith.
Defensively is where they got to get it done now the last 10 minutes. They got to step it up. They got to create some turnovers. They can't sit back and be passive. They got to stay aggressive like they are right now.
54-45, 8:37 remaining in the ball game. Smith dumps it low. Davis, nice slide to Hughes, and the reverse is good. And the lead, the largest of the night for the Raiders at 11, 56-45. Hughes has got 2 above his average at 18. Gatewood got fouled. He'll go to the line.
Well, Hughes is really a smart basketball player. Lance Hughes, talk about a competitor. James Dickey stalking the sidelines. But Hughes, you watch him, he sneaks in from behind the defense right here, boom, right underneath the basket. A nice little left-hand shot he has. He's done it twice now tonight, but that's a smart play by an experienced guard, Lance Hughes.
Sasser takes a seat. 24 points on the night for Jason Sasser at the moment, as at the line is Gatewood, and you see where he has struggled at the free throw line. This is, it's some story as Timmy comes back in for SMU. SMU hitting 55% from the line. They were 8 of 19 versus Texas. Certainly cost them, because they led that one fairly late in the ball game. Without Dorner and Allen's numbers, they are close to being under 40% as a free throw shooting team. And now, players did not get into it, but just in case, Ham was there to push his teammate away to make sure that he and Matthews did not get into it.
Well, there's been a little bit of John going on between the two clubs over the last couple of minutes. The officials doing a nice job now stepping in, coming down both teams. But the coaches have the ultimate responsibility to take care of their basketball team out on the floor.
And now the clock is not in effect. The official at the scores table said, hey, there's no bonus yet here. They were messed up on the fouls too. Here's a look at that last play.
You like the hustle. And Davis looks like he was trying to reach down to pick him up, and then some miscommunication, and then everything breaks loose right there. Nice job by Smith escorting Davis away from the action.
Well, and smart of Davis for two reasons. One, you get into that, you get tossed out of the game, and two, you don't do it in front of the other team's bench.
No, you're outnumbered.
Your history.
Yeah.
All right, the foul situation, we'll have to get updated because it was on the scoreboard, and it is also incorrect now. So we'll get that straightened up with the clock snafu they're having here in Dallas. Hughes with the ball, double team. Collins double teamed. SMU bringing the pressure out now. Nearly worked. Ham misses the slam. Out of bounds, and it will go to SMU.
You talk about a powerful first step. Ham is showing it to you tonight. You watch when he catches it. Watch how quickly, boom, right there. He gets to the basket on one dribble. And it's not because of lack of effort that he misses it. That guy's going to the rack with authority tonight.
56-45, 7:45 remaining. Allen for three. And that gets this crowd going here at Moody Coliseum. 56-48, Allen's got 8, 7.5 to go. Davis to Ham, lost control to Hughes. Smith saves. Ham cannot handle the basketball. Man, that thing's got to have grease on it the way these two have struggled with it tonight. Boy, oh boy. Team fouls to straighten you out. SMU's got 5, and Texas Tech has 6 here in the second half. So the next Tech foul will send Shoemate's Ponies to the line for a 1-and-1.
This possession's critical for the Mustangs. They got the crowd into the game. They would like to keep them in there. Knocking down a shot, or at least getting to the free throw stripe, would certainly help.
Timmy, no, and Davis clears big time.
Bill, SMU's got to stay aggressive defensively. They're getting some turnovers right now. Texas Tech is out of sync offensively.
And they're not a particularly good ball handling club. Smith got the basket as he took it to the hole strong. 58-48. Smith's got 3. First basket tonight for Coy Smith. Dorner. And out of Gatewood. Timmy wide open. Just not his night. Cooper the carom. Davis nearly lost it. And now to Coy Smith. And he is bumped. And that is the 16th foul now on SMU.
Timmy has taken the last 2 shots for the Mustangs. They've been good, open 15, 16-foot shots. But you got to think that with like a Chad Allen or a Gatewood with a ball in his hands right now, your best offensive performers need to have the leather in their hands when you're down 10 with just about 6 minutes to go.
Sasser checks back in, gets the ball for Texas Tech. They lead it by 10. Raiders trying to get their 6th win of the year. They're 5-7, 1-1 on the Southwest Conference. SMU, first home game since December 4th, and trying to get its 3rd win. Hughes, high off the board. Nice job of Lance Hughes to control the basketball there, and it's back to a double-digit lead, actually highest lead of the night now, of a dozen, 60-48, and Hughes has got 20. Jessen lost it out of bounds, last touch by Texas Tech. Let's take a look at the other end a moment ago.
Well, SMU's trying to scramble defensively. When you do that, you're gambling, and every once in a while you'll have a breakdown and allow an experienced player like Lance Hughes right to the seam, break to the basket wide open. That's an experienced play. When you're gambling, you're behind. You have to gamble defensively. You'd run that risk.
Jessen, he bangs it home. It's a deuce, 60-50. Chris Jessen, the senior from Houston. He's got 7. 10-point game, 5:38 remaining here in Dallas. Near steal by Gatewood. Hughes. Ham with a slam. Oh, wow. you see why the folks in Lubbock are excited about this ball club and its potential? Man.
That's the 4th ham slam we've seen tonight, but watch the no-look pass by Hughes, the quick penetration, then Boone finds Ham underneath. And my gosh, this guy, he's putting on a dunking exhibition. He's very explosive. Boy, I like what I've seen. He knows his limitations. He's not out there around that three-point strike. Boy, he's operating in there around that bucket.
Like a pogo stick, Darvin Ham, a junior from Saginaw, Michigan. At the line and gets the three-point play. And slowly the Raiders build their lead. It's now 13 for the largest of the night. They trailed by 1 at halftime. SMU trying to break a 5-game losing streak. Matthews nearly walked. Blocked by Smith, but a foul. SMU, Jimmy, seems to really lack a go-to guy as far as the team is concerned of saying, hey, we really need one here. They don't have the just great inside player. Gatewood is more of a perimeter type player. Some of the other players are younger and really aren't in the position maybe to carry a club, and you can see them struggle in these times.
Well, again, the free throw shooting is costing the Ponies tonight, but you're right. You've got a guy like a Chad Allen who can score, but he can't create his own offense off of the dribble. Gatewood's a little limited what he can do. He's a 2 or 3 dribble and pull up and shoot it. So if you're SMU, you got to run some special scoring plays designed to get the ball into the hands of your shooter in the proper spot. Right now they're sticking with that motion offense. It'll be interesting to see if the Mustangs come down now and start running some of their special sets and getting some good quick shots.
So SMU with Matthews just a 55%er at the line. Timmy has a 54. Gatewood a 41. Kwame Brown is 2 of 8 on the year. Boyd 43%. I mean, it's just atrocious. That part of the problem, you think if you get fouled, you go to the line, you pick up some points with the clock stop. Well, for SMU, you don't. They get 1 out of 2 here. It's 63-51.
Yeah, they can't afford to trade him 2 for 1 anymore.
Smith. So they're going to have to get it done on the defensive end now. 4:53 remaining in this Southwest Conference game here at Moody Coliseum at the campus of SMU. Sasser with it. 14 on the shot clock. Boyd near steal. Davis drives it in.
That's just a great athletic play by Mark Davis. Again, the ability to take the ball to the hoop in traffic and in contact and have the strength to get it up and give it a chance to go in.
Matthews to miss. The follow slam by Gatewood. Oh, my. I'll tell you what, your senior from Atlanta can get up with the best one.
You got to box Gatewood off because he can jump with the best of them. You see him come in from the right side of your screen and just send it home. Mark Davis, you can't box a guy off by standing underneath the bucket. You got to get a body on him. Gatewood sends it home. Now SMU with a full court pressure, and it works, gets the turnover. See, right now is where Texas Tech not having a true point guard may really show up the last 4:15.
Yeah, SMU's shot here is still not one that is inconceivable, even for a ball club that is 2-10, because Tech has shown over the course of the season that they've had problems putting some folks away as they come in at 5 and 7. Dorner with a miss. The rebound comes off to Sasser. Allen right there. Nearly had it. Knocked the ball away. Ham. And their Ham is looking to get a bucket. And right now you want to take a little time off, don't you, Jimmy?
Sure you do. You don't want to make careless passes, but Texas Tech has a hard time finishing. They were up 16 points at Baylor with 9 minutes to go and let that thing slip away from them.
Look at this. Tech has hit 70% from the floor in the second half to SMU's 36%. And thus a team that was down by 1 is now up by 12.
Well, Tech's shot selection has been much better the second 20-minute period. Plus you've got the Ham slams going on inside, but they have shot a lot of layups. You're going to shoot a high percentage if you continually get the ball to the paint.
And Hughes makes it 14 as far as the lead, 67-53. Jessen kicks it back out. Allen, no. And the loose one comes off to Ham. Here he comes on the fly. Uh-oh! Oh, my! Oh, my goodness!
That's a little celebration like he scored a touchdown.
I'm speechless. You watch it, folks. The Ham slam.
Some of America's greatest leaders never slept in the White House or any house. Introducing the Mighty Chieftains, first in Time Life's astonishing new book series, The American Indians. You'll cross the Old Northwest with Shawnee Chief Tecumseh, who told white settlers that the earth is not our property. You'll ride with Apache Chief Geronimo, who led 1/4 of the entire U.S. Army on a dizzying chase across the Mexican border. Call now to order The Mighty Chieftains for just $9.99. Use your credit card, and you'll also get a handcrafted Zuni animal fetish free. Other books will follow, one about every other month, like The Way of the Warrior, Spirit World. Examine each free for 10 days. Washakie, Blackhawk, Red Cloud. They'll come to your house and bring you into their world.
Call 1-800-819-6600 now to order The Mighty Chieftains for just $9.99 plus shipping and handling. Use your credit card and get this Zuni animal fetish free.
Because most of our flights are short, this is what our meals look like on Southwest Airlines. It's also what our fares look like. Southwest Airlines, it's just plain smart. Southwest Airlines has one of the best on-time records in the country.
Mr. Smith, you're early.
Just something to remember. Southwest Airlines, it's just plain smart.
Texas Tech with a 69-53 lead, and Ham is still celebrating. And we'll take a look one more time.
See, that's one of the, from a coaching standpoint, Darvin Ham is not your best ball handler. So you're thinking, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. Go ahead and take it. Wham.
Ham, there it is.
Well, that's nice.
And now, show the finesse. Yes, get down. He is loose. And Darvin Ham and Davis having some fun here as Tech trying to blow this one open. Gatewood not about to be undone. And outdone, I should say, as he slams it home and draws the foul. You know, James Dickey's got to have said there, Jimmy, that, all right, guys, play good defense. Don't foul. Eat up a little clock here. We can salt this one away, but don't give any extra chance.
Well, again, the clock's going to stop and allow Gatewood to go and put points on the bucket with no time going off. But Gatewood, no defensive rotation, just allowed him to come in and send it home. Gatewood is really a tough competitor. You look at Mark Davis. Gatewood's been through a tough stretch, a 9-game stretch on the road, but he has battled every minute of the game for John Shoemate.
Got 14. Can't make the three-point play. Davis. Well, you got to wonder about the ball anymore. I've seen so many players tonight that immediately look like, hey, I thought I had that thing. Whatever. They turn it over.
SMU's got to get shots up in a hurry, and they can get that off of penetration to the basket, spotting up three-point shooters. But they're at the point now in the game where they've got to get up in a hurry.
Allen, a near miss, scrambling, and Gatewood misses the dunk. Allen gets it back. You know what he wants. Can't get the tray. Hughes with the rebound. SMU continues to dig away. You certainly got to admire the hustle and the grit of this ball club. They have not given up by any means. 2:34 to go, though, and Tech up by 14. Now they spread the floor a bit. And this is where this Tech team really can't take advantage of what I call the new dribble rule, where you're allowed to dribble and be closely guarded and no 5-second call. They don't have that type of ball handler this year. Smith says, you can let me score, I'll take it, though. 71-55 as Coy Smith has got 5.
Well, that's really a breakdown defensively for the Mustangs to let a guy drive from 20 feet out on the floor and get all the way to the bucket. No one rotates over. Sure, John Shoemate will correct that starting with practice sessions tomorrow.
Matthews misses the 3. Rebound comes off to Davis, nearly taken away, and a foul called on the Ponies. Let's go back a moment ago to what Jimmy was talking about.
Well, see, you're behind defensively, SMU, so you can't give up easy points to go. Now, watch where the dribble starts, all the way out at the top of the key at the half-court stripe and takes in. Nobody sees the ball. Nobody rotates over. Chad Allen lets him have an easy lane to the bucket. And that's a breakdown not only by Chad Allen of guarding the basketball, but all guys on the floor. No one saw it. No one rotated over. But John Shoemate can coach, and he'll correct those things in practice. Again, a young, inexperienced team. They've been through some tough times this year.
Gatewood fouling out with 14 on the night. And you talk about improvement. He averaged 5.5 points a year ago with that senior bunch that he was overshadowed. He's improved to 12.9 this year and got 14 tonight. He started every ball game for him this season. One of the consistents in the SMU lineup. At the line is Davis, who has 11 rebounds to his total of 6 points. Cannot add to that as Boyd gets the carom here. 71-55, 154 remaining in the ball game. Matthews over Hughes. Good hang time for both fellas there. And Matthews, a freshman's in double figs with 11.
He can play for anybody. Matthews got good size for a point guard. He's shown the ability to shoot the three. He can penetrate. He's a nice player.
Hughes. They kill the clock here. 23 on the shot clock as you look at the game clock in Texas Tech. Just a minute and a half away from victory number 6 and going 2-1 in the lead. Smith with a double team to Hughes. 12 on the shot clock. Sasser, his own, and the basket. So Sasser now has 26 tonight. He got 14 of them from the free throw line where he didn't miss. 73-57, 102 to go, and the jumper is good by Chris Jessen. Averages 3.5 points a game, and a foul called on Allen or Matthews. Let's see who they assess it to. Jessen's got 9, approaching his third double-figure night. Don't forget, next week we've got more Southwest Conference basketball coming your direction. TCU and Moab and the Frogs head to College Station to take on Texas A&M. Tony Baroni's got that club off to a 2-0 start, including a victory over the preseason fave Texas. So the Aggies got it going under Baroni and crew. We'll be there next week. Join us here on Prime. Davis at the free throw line. He's got 6 points, averaging 17 a game.
You know, we talked about the freshmen that are playing for John Shumate tonight, but he's got a kid that is injured with a back problem, Jabari Hearn, that was really a tremendous shooter. Played the 2-guard spot, allowed Chad Allen early in the year to get some minutes on the bench and rest. John Shumate told me yesterday that he really feels like Jabari Hearn was a real big key for him this year. And when he went out,
herniated disc, I believe.
Yeah, and it's starting to show on Chad Allen because he's not shooting a three. He's starting to wear down. He's not a strong kid anyways.
Nice steal by Allen and Matthews, and Allen gets the layup here. And timeout called with it 73-61. And SMU needing a miracle here with 39 seconds to go. We'll have the conclusion in a moment.
Introducing the all-new GMC Sonoma. We've packed everything we know into this one, Sonoma from GMC Truck.
Yo, check it out. Here's what I gotta know. Did you guys come out to play or what? Oh, showtime. Yo, any Gatorade in the house, y'all?
This thirst is getting deeper.
Gatorade, can you quench my thirst all the way to the soles of my size 13s?
So if you come out to play without your Gatorade, you better
call your mother to pick you up.
Gatorade thirst quench up for that deep down body thirst.
73-61, Texas Tech close to wrapping this one up with just 39 seconds remaining. A couple of other finals pass along. DePaul beating UMass. The 6th-ranked Minutemen go down 78-76 tonight. And Purdue, a final in overtime, beats Indiana 83-76 this evening. Jason Sasser, huge night with 26. Look at that, 10 boards, 14 of 14 from the line, and 26 points for Sasser. What a homecoming for the Dallas Kimball player. Hughes, oh mama, hold on to that one. And he got fouled. Can he explode?
Well, you see him give him the congratulatory hug. Those two guys have done some unbelievable things, taking it to the basket. Look at Hughes go up. And that's one of those situations Matt Timmy's in that could be on the front page tomorrow in the picture.
And that's what's attractive about the Southwest Conference. There are some exciting players in this league, and Tech's got a corner on the market. 75-61, he's got 26. And the other way, Allen hits the three to make it 75-64. Sasser lost it. It'll go back to SMU, and James Dickey still coaching his you-know-what off as he's down here saying, guys, don't do this to me. Don't fool around here. Matthews for the three, yes, and it's 75-67. It's single digits now. Sasser trouble to Collins, and they foul him with 20 seconds remaining. It was a 16-point lead, and it's been trimmed now to just 8, but there's only 20 seconds remaining. Look at James Dickey. He's going, gang, can I just have a breather?
Well, trying to win on the road is never easy, and you coach to the final buzzer because anything can happen in college basketball today. Certainly this one is most likely out of reach unless Texas Tech just falls down here. But I like the athletic ability of Texas Tech, their ball club, throughout the lineup. Those 6 or 7 guys that play really solid athletically. They can do a lot of things on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively. They're going to be right there in the hunt for that Southwest Conference championship, and again will be tough to beat in that SWC Classic in Dallas later on. But SMU, I like their ball club too. They're young, they're still inexperienced. They continue to play hard, and you like that in a team. John Shoemate will be back.
Collins just a 29% free throw, hit 2 there. The 3 here the other way from Boyd to make it 77-70, and a foul on the backcourt with 13.5 seconds to go. And tell you what, it's a good thing that Collins hit those last 2 free throws, Jimmy, or we're talking a 5-point game, and not totally out of the question for John Shoemate.
No, that's exactly right. That's why SMU, they've got to continue to play hard when they get in this position the last 2 or 3 minutes of the ball game, because you take a couple of those defensive breakdowns they had there with a couple of minutes to go, like the time they allowed the guy to drive in from 20 feet out. Just 1 or 2 plays like that is a big difference when you're looking at just a 7-point differential with 13 seconds to go.
Timmy fouls out with 3 points to his total. 77-70 now as John Shoemate's got some time to make a substitution. That's the holdup here. SMU, after playing 9 in a row on the road, home for 3 straight. They've got TCU here Saturday, their big rival, and then Houston before they go back on the road. Texas Tech, talk about a big game. They play Friday in Austin on a rare Friday night game to accommodate Texas with a non-conference game with Georgia coming up this weekend. So Tech goes to Austin Friday, and with a record of 2-1, that ought to be a dandy at the Irwin Center. Hughes misses, got fouled. No, they didn't call it, and he scores anyway. Makes it 80-70. He's now got 27. I gave you an incorrect total a moment ago. 27 for Lance Hughes. Dorner got the 3. Oh, man. 80-72. And it goes back to 80-73, I beg your pardon. It goes back to Texas Tech now. Does this show you how quickly teams can score and how really no lead is safe? And with the clock stopping, the new rule, Sasser, and a foul with 4.9 seconds to go. SMU, they need to do it before the 29-second mark, though.
Yeah, they're a little bit too late, but you like their effort to continue to play out the basketball game. You know, this wasn't an easy game tonight for Texas Tech coming in here. James Dickey was concerned, rightfully so. You've got a team that's they're playing their first home game of the 1994 calendar year. They haven't played here since December the 4th. It's their home opener in the conference. And SMU came in really playing well. Although they didn't win over the weekend, they played solid down there and felt like they were in the game all the way to the last couple of minutes. So a nice road win. Any win in the Southwest Conference is important on the road.
Sasser misses his first free throw of the night and stops a string of 23 in a row. He hit 14 straight tonight, and his last 9, or all 9, he took against Houston on Saturday. It's still quite a homecoming. His first career start came against SMU in Lubbock, where he had 15 points a year ago and been a mainstay in the lineup. 80-73, Matthews puts up the 3, and that's the end of the ball game. Our final is 80-73 as Texas Tech goes to 2-1, SMU to 0-3 in Southwest Conference play. We'll be back to wrap it up.
And when you're thirsty, you better have your Gatorade. It goes down easy, quenches to the core. Quenches your deep down body thirst 30% faster than water.
Shipping a package to Omaha, that's a milk run. Try customs in Shanghai. Red tape, regulations, the great wall of bureaucracy. That calls for local know-how. DHL, we'll take it from here. Shipping a package to Omaha, that's child's play. Try the streets of Paris, where the most reliable vehicle has handlebars. Worldwide shipping demands local know-how. DHL, we'll take it from here.
College Basketball 94 on Prime is brought to you by Gatorade for that deep down body thirst. And by DHL Worldwide Express. From packages to documents, we'll take it from here. Ground transportation provided by Dollar Rent-A-Car, featuring the quality products of the Chrysler Corporation. Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, Dollar's right on the airport, right on the money. The Ham Slam was in action tonight as Tech got 53 from Sasser and Hughes to go along with the theatrics of Darvin Ham, and the Raiders win 80-73 over SMU tonight here at Moody Coliseum. For Jimmy Dykes, this is Bill Land. Thanks for joining us. We'll be in College Station next Tuesday night as the Aggies host Allen.